Hey Siri, what time is it in New Zealand?
It's 2:38 p.m. in Wellington, New Zealand.
I like it.
Hey, Danny.
Ed, are we doing anything different with Peter today? Has anything changed?
I texted him last week. He never came back to me. But we'll see whether he picks up this time.
Okay.
I guess I texted him to say that, that you often call from your international number because you're overseas every now and again. So, yeah.
All right.
We'll
I'm dialing. This guy is Peter. Here we go.
Hello.
Peter.
Hello.
At long last. Peter,
Richard.
My name's Danny. I'm interested.
Is it Richard?
My name's Danny. I'm interested in talking lease terms with you on Great South Road.
Lease terms on Great South Road. Building. I'm in Honolulu at the moment.
Well, good for you.
You're in Phoenix, aren't you? Arizona.
I am not. I'm in Auckland, New Zealand.
Oh, okay. Well, you've got an overseas number there.
I do. That's my cell phone. I've got some property in the U.S. as well.
Okay.
But let's not let all those millions of miles where the phone is bouncing back and forth all the way to Hawaii. 154 Great South Road. It's my understanding that that is your building, if I am correct.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, that is correct.
Do you operate the coin laundromat, or are you the landlord for the coin laundromat?
Landlord for it.
Good. So that's what I do, Peter. I'm in the coin laundry business. Again, my partner and I are local, always looking for, let's put it politely,
local as in Auckland.
Say again?
Local as in Auckland based.
Yes, correct.
Uh-huh.
We are looking for underperforming laundromats, as my interest is in the infrastructure, the gas, water, electric that exists. What you want, I assume, and it's a pretty good assumption, is good long-term tenants. What I want is yet another successful laundromat. When we come together, I don't know if your tenant is great, wonderful, lovely. I'm sure they're nice people. It's an underperforming store. So if and when the time comes, I'd like to talk terms with you, potentially lease the space, and then bring my distributors in, spend money on equipment, build a better mousetrap. It's that simple. Finally able to talk about that thing. And look, I'm not trying to throw your tenant out. I frankly can't do that. I don't want to do that. At the end of the day, if they're good, if they pay, God bless. But having walked through this location, we physically scout these stores. It doesn't look like they're taking this business very seriously. And again, it's not personal. I don't know who operates the place. But if and when the time comes, we'd love to talk terms with you and potentially run another store.
Yeah. How long have you been in Auckland with Laundromats?
Jesus. 17 years.
So you're aware of Speed Queen and Hoover whoever they are, they're operating them all, aren't you, obviously?
Yeah. So they're distributors, and the difference is Speed Queen is Hips, Hips is Speed Queen. They're interchangeable. And what they are doing is building the stores in order to sell the stores. The difference with my partner and I'm looking to operate them.
Correct.
I'll bring Hips, Speed Queen, Wascomat, Dexter. I bring the distributors in. If and when this works, I'm letting them fight over my business to see who I'm going to end up using for the equipment. Because at the end of the day, Peter, the consumer doesn't care. The consumer doesn't care. There's no Cadillac. There's certainly no Ferrari in laundry equipment. So at the end of the day, I'm bringing in all of the distributors that are available to retool if and when this works well. But the stores that they are building out and building up, they're loss leaders for them because they really just want to sell them.
Okay, so let's go back a couple of places now that we've made contact. And the reason we haven't made contact is because of the amount of scams and calls going on that I receive. And therefore, I think that probably it's better we meet when I'm back in Auckland. I'm away a little bit, but I'm back, and maybe we can meet before Christmas or after.
Sure.
But the reality is, because my son has a few laundromats as well in his businesses, and we have never operated, we've only been landlord. But the most important thing for me is perhaps the other end of this situation, which I'm sure that you're aware of, and it's the juries and the water care charges.
Right.
Are you aware of what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You must be. And the bores that can be put down. So therefore, as you understand in New Zealand with water care, they charge between 12 and 14,500 per jury per washing machine. And these have become real issues for the laundromat owners in New Zealand because all the landlords are being caught with the outgoing.
Sure. And that doesn't change. It's not an issue for me, and that's precisely why I am calling you. If you see value in the fees, no one is building new stores, like we said, other than the distributors, because they eat the fees and they pass them on. They're trying to sell $1 million laundromats. And that is exactly why I'm calling you, because I don't want to build one. I don't want to pay the fees, and I certainly wouldn't buy one from someone. So if that's, and I'm glad to hear that your son has locations with laundries. And if you're concerned with what that value might be, well, I want to be crystal clear. I'm not looking to buy the business rights from the operator or give you key fees. You can put it for sale. You can boot your tenant and make a go of it. Like you said, you don't run them. But yeah, I'm aware. Sure, that is precisely why I'm calling you.
Yeah, but if you've been in Auckland, you'd understand. Yeah, but you'd understand the lease structure in Auckland. Oh, hang on a sec. Where are you going? Cookie shop. Okay. Just sorry, somebody's leaving. Yeah, the reality is I'm trying to get a grasp and handle of what you're trying to do. Because at the moment, there's a lot of issues with water care and laundromats. Mm-hmm. And I'm just trying to understand what you're about. I mean, remember that in with any situation, most laundromats are running on 10 plus 10 leases. And they're impossible to break them unless you're going to buy the actual situation from the existing laundromat operator.
So like I said, to answer that.
So I'm trying to understand what
let me make you understand. If you have a good tenant and they have a 10 and a 10, then leave them there. No need to meet with you before Christmas or after Thanksgiving or
it's not a matter of leaving them there. How would you propose for me to break the leases on the properties?
I don't.
To be able to accommodate your needs, whether they be better than what I've got.
I don't want you to break the lease. If I wasn't clear in the beginning, I am not looking for you to break the lease. If they are in arrears, because this laundromat is not a good laundromat. If they're in arrears, that's your business. I'm not asking about your rent rolls. Yeah, I know. Otherwise, we wouldn't be talking. But I don't.
No, it's the leases I'm talking about, not the rents. I'm talking about the leases.
Mm-hmm. Right. So am I.
I still don't quite understand. I don't grasp what you're. Oh, okay. So I'm trying to grasp what you're actually asking me.
And if that's the operative word. If your
Yes.
current tenant is in arrears,
The
I don't,
two-letter word.
I don't know that. If your tenant was on a month-to-month or their lease had run out, I don't know that. If any of that
Gotcha.
falls
Yep,
into place,
okay.
then great. We're so used to, you said we've been trying to reach you for 2 months and you haven't bothered to call back or answer the phone. That's your business. You don't have to because there's so many
No.
scams. Well, this is not a scam. I'm looking to lease it if the stars align, if things make sense.
No, that's why.
I get it. I get it.
Yeah, that's fine. So
I
from
understand.
what I gather from you, well, that's okay. You've made contact with me, so I'm talking to you. So the reality is what you're doing, if laundromats aren't performing for the landlord and there's issues there, you're happy to move in and take over that laundromat and create a new lease with the landlord being me. Is that correct?
Brilliant. Correct. You got it.
Okay. Well, that's very timely because I'm just in court at the moment with the existing site in Great South Road because, yes, he is a poor operator. He's Korean. He has no idea what he's doing. And $80,000 later with the arbitrator, we will have hopefully a result by the end of the year. And that result will either send him to the cleaners, and it's all about the juries he owes me, because he refuses to pay me the $150,000 for 12 machines, a 12,000 machine, $144,000, which Watercare have levied against me with the wastewater, with the IGCs. You know what I'm talking about here?
I do. And you know what? I'm happy to listen to you tell me that, but I want to be clear that I'm not asking about any of that. Your tenant, whatever that entity is,
I know, but it presents itself as yeah.
Good.
Yes, but you could get rid of him. So you don't buy. Would you buy him out?
No.
No. So you only deal with the landlord when a situation arises. And then what would you pay me? If let's say that whatever happens and I end up with the laundromat, are you going to buy it off me or what are you going to do? Are you going to operate and give me a percentage or what are you going to do?
Neither of those things. I'm looking to become a tenant just like I would in empty space. And we touched on this a little bit earlier. As far as what the value is there, you and your son both, it sounds like you have more than one, less than 1,000 laundromats under your purview. And you could go into the laundromat business. You could make it another family business. I'm not saying you should or you shouldn't. I'm saying that you could. My offer is not to purchase.
Yes, we're fully aware of them.
Right.
Yeah.
I know. Our offer is not to purchase the business rights from the operator. I'm not in a hurry. I don't need to do that. My offer is not to give you key fees or give you anything above and beyond what would be a reasonable and commensurate rate of rent for the square footage, not for the fact that it happens to be a laundromat. I hope that makes sense. And you've got choices. You know, I'm just in disembodied voice on the phone until we meet.
Full of them.
Sure, until we meet. So asked and answered, counselor. I'm not interested in paying for the rights for the laundromat because I've done this so many times and it works for me in this very way. You have a non-headache tenant who's not going to end up falling flat on their face. And we have another, and laundromats are not picking up gold out of the streets like some may think. It is not that. I think you understand that. At the end of the day, I'm not going to break my arm patting myself on the back, but it's the small things that make this work well. And this is part of it, Peter. Doing it this way and starting the inception of the business this way, not like your tenant did. That's what I never want you coming after me or trying to have to go to court. That doesn't make sense. Nobody wants that.
Okay. Oh, good. Well, let's try to catch up then. I'm back on Friday. You're living in Auckland. Are you in Auckland, are you?
Yes. We are local. Do this. When you get back, send me a text. You can also text my partner. He sent you a text at some point. He's not a wordsmith, as am I. So which island did you say you're on?
That's okay. Well, tell you what, you give me Give us a ring after the 16th of December.
Okay.
And if that doesn't suit you, let's catch up later on in January or something and have a chat. Sit down, chat, and have a coffee.
Good.
All good.
Which
Sounds
island
good to
are
me.
which island are you on?
We'll progress from there. Same as you.
No. You said you were in Hawaii.
I am. Oh, sorry, I'm on Honolulu. I was in Maui.
Oh, the Big Island.
On
Okay.
Honolulu.
Yeah.
Wait.
I married my friend in Maui, meaning I performed the ceremony, and I was stationed on the Big Island. And I wish I could tell you where to find some decent food, but anything other than gas station sushi, which is really good there, I got to steer you away from. All right, we'll call you on the 16th. Cheers.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
What a dickhead.
He really wants to meet you, doesn't he? Took me a while to figure out what you were
Ed,
explaining.
it didn't take him a while to figure out what I was doing. It didn't. That's why I called him a name. He was stringing me along. He was leading us down the primrose path the whole time. I don't know if I love this guy or hate this guy. First of all, we've been trying to reach him for months. He says, I saw your messages. There's too many scams. I told you what I'm doing. I'm trying to lease some space. But now I want you and the cheap seats and everyone in the universe to understand this works in New Zealand the same way it works in central Colorado, Texas, New York, LA, and the 28. Now you'll be country number 29. No, I already have people in New Zealand. Shit.
No.
Still 28. But
no one would operate laundromats in New Zealand if that was the case.
When we finally get right, he was testing me to see if I knew the answers to these questions. That's what he was doing, right?
Yeah.
As far as
you definitely noticed that.
It's $12,000 a machine, the wastewater, right? He's talking about what I call EPA fees, the environmental impact fees that we do in America. It's the same shit. It's the same thing everywhere because the government, if you're not in Zimbabwe, they want a piece of your ass. And so if you put a brand new house in Auckland, New Zealand, you're going to spend 12 grand. He's right. If you build a laundromat, it's going to be 12 grand per machine. And that's what you said. No one is building new laundromats in Auckland, New Zealand for that reason. But he asked me if I knew to find out if he could squeeze me for the price. I'm like, no, don't give a shit. Not going to give you that money, period. You want to go run them? Go run them. But this whole, people are so scared to death that they're going to say, well, let's sit down for a cup of coffee. Now, I live in Cave Creek, Arizona. That's the Beverly Hills north of Scottsdale of Phoenix, okay? If that's not confusing enough. When I would speak to a landlord that's 25 minutes from me in Peoria or Scottsdale, Arizona, I would say, there's no need to sit down. It's just them pretending as though they are this old school entity. He's not. And that whole mess in the beginning, well, you're in Phoenix, Arizona. No, I'm not. Well, I'm in, what island are you in? Same as you. Finally, he gets it, and he's like, no, dummy, you're not on Auckland. You're in fucking Hawaii. Yeah. Many, many lessons to be learned. Number one.
He's been burnt and he's a bit scared.
Yeah. First and foremost, he was toying with me. He was playing the man, not the cards. He was trying to see if I knew X and Y. And then he was going to allow you, i.e. me, us, to the next level. And that's when he drops the whammy and he's like, yeah, I'm suing him. He's Korean. I don't know what that has to do with anything. And this is about to be a free laundromat. He could have led with that and let me off the hook, but instead he wanted to play the game. Now, remember, keep this in mind, dude.
Yeah.
We're not at LOI phase yet. We don't send an LOI until we find, because he wanted to know, how much do you want to spend? As little as possible. Yeah. You know, we're not quite there yet. Okay, so
agreed.
What do? We do nothing. He said the 16th, if that falls on your day of the week, God bless, we will call him at that point. Don't reach out, don't call, don't write, don't send a carrier pigeon. At the end of the day, look, this is the way that this works, and you just have to have the patience to follow up and follow through, and I applaud you for that. All right, we got another one on the hook, and this particular guy. Say that again.
I think they do indeed.
You got a new one, Auckland.
Yes.
The guy's name is Jack. Isn't everyone in New Zealand named Jack?
Yeah. I think his real name is, I did find it somewhere. Oh, geez, I've completely forgotten what it is now. But he's also Asian.
So Ed, you spoke to him during a visit.
Yes,
you talked to the landlord. Is he also the operator?
Yeah, so he has attendants who seem to work in shifts. He came in for the final shift of the day. I was there the first time, and I got talking to him, asking about there's another space out the back which he's obviously using for storage. And as part of that conversation, he let slip that he was the actual landlord, and that he runs the second store. So I sort of left it at that, and then came back on a different day, and I was talking to, it was yesterday, I think, or the day before, there was a girl there who asked if Jack was around, and she said, oh, no, he's not in today. And so I asked her for his number, and she gave it to me.
Nice. Do you know her name?
No, I think I put in there, I probably forgot.
It's okay. It's a yes or no question. The answer is no. Okay, so if I have this right, Jack has 2 locations. We're not sure about the other one, but of this one, we are certain that he is both the landlord and the operator.
Yes.
Good. There you go. You're getting it. All right. I am calling Jack. Stand by. Did you subscribe? Now's your chance. Let's see what Jack has to say. Jack. Hit that sub button, you louts. Tell your friends.
Hello.
Jack.
Yes, hi.
Hi, Jack. Jack, my name is Danny. I'm calling on some commercial space here in Auckland. The laundromat, the Coin Laundromat, it's my understanding that you own the building as well as the business, if I'm right?
Yes, how can I help you?
I'm interested in renting. You spoke to my partner, Ed, in fact, some weeks ago. And this is my cell phone, so you know, we're local, interested in leasing space, if and when the timing is correct. This is what I do. We scout existing coin laundries. We reach out to the landlord. We're interested in leasing the space from said landlord when the time comes. And it's my understanding you operate the business as well. So to be crystal clear, if you love the business, if it's making tons of money, you can tell me to pound sand, Jack, and say, well, it's not in the cards for us. And that's today. But things change. Nothing lasts forever other than my marriage. And I want to let you know that we're out here looking and interested. And so if and when that time comes, maybe you lease it to us when the retool is necessary. And, you know, we bring Hip, Speed Queen, Dexter. We want to find the best equipment at the best price and then run it if and when that time comes. I don't know what you earn. Looks like a nice store. It's certainly not the worst I've seen. But throwing our hat into the ring, if that makes sense. No different from empty space, only happens to be a laundry space.
Yeah, I understand. Look, right now we're doing, we're doing fine at the moment, and you know, like you said, things might change. We could have a look into it. Why will you pick this location?
We're scouting all over Auckland, and I'm the preponderance of the stores that I call are pretty bad. Broken equipment, horrible procedures. The operator has basically given up. You, on the other hand, are not that.
No.
You've got people working in shifts. It's my understanding that you work one of those shifts. It is not a horrible laundromat. But I never know, Jack. It's up to you. If let's just say that you're making $5,000 a month and you want to get the heck out of there, well, as soon as you give up your shift, you're going to be earning less. Again, I'm just throwing out numbers. I don't know.
Yeah.
If you want to collect a rent check,
that's understandable.
yeah, if you're looking to collect a rent check at some point, you have to realize you're extricating yourself from that equation, and now you're getting your time back. So I don't know. Many times the landlord that works the store is a different entity than the landlord who does not. Can you run 100 laundromats and work there yourself a shift? No, obviously not. But you can work a shift in two. So I hear you still listening. I am not calling you.
I tell you what. If you don't mind, we'll keep in touch. Maybe you send me an email.
Yeah.
So in future, maybe we can have a look into it if I have to go down to that track or something. Yeah.
Absolutely. Where's your other?
You got my email?
I don't, not yet. I will. And then I'm going to ask you for your other address too, so I don't go clunking around in the dark trying to bother anybody there. What's the email address, Jack? Perfect. Got it first time through. Jack, I will CC my partner, Ed. Again, we're local, looking to do something like this if it makes sense. And look, I don't hear you slamming the phone down on me, but it has to make sense for both of us at the end of the day. And we run pretty successful stores.
You sound pretty reasonable. That's fine.
Thanks for the time, Jack.
Okay, buddy.
Ciao.
All right, take care. Cheers.
I only wrote down one thing that he said, Ed.
Yeah.
If you...
Yeah, I didn't bother copying the same thing, but I'll move that down there as well.
If you're banging a supermodel and your dad comes over and slaps you on the back and says, proud of you, son, you're probably not going to say, I'm doing fine at the moment. That's what he said. Words mean things, right? That's why the note-taking is so important as well, because he's not thrilled.
No, he seemed open to the idea.
Correct.
He certainly wasn't, like you said, he certainly wasn't slamming the door in your face.
There's always a nerve you can press with these landlords. The landlord that works in his laundromat is a different animal. And the nerve I always want to press with them is, get your time back, dude. When I say that, I know it starts that animal instinct in him thinking, well, I could sure as hell be doing a lot of nothing if I wasn't in this laundromat doing a shift every day.
Yep.
So that's why
Having
I do
to drive 25 kilometers to the other store every day.
Right. You know where the other location is, and we don't need to call him on both.
Yes.
I'll email him. I will CC you. And you're doing it right, bro. Keep looking, keep putting stores in front of me. We'll do this again soon.
Cool. Will do.
Thanks, Ed.
Thanks, Danny.
Ciao. Does it work in New Jersey? Good God. Works everywhere. I know it's a little late in the day, kids, but I figured I'd bring you down to New Zealand with me. Why not? It's not good for the algorithm to do 2 lives in a day. It's not good for YouTubers. I'm not, okay, by definition, I'm a YouTuber. It's the thing that I do 1% of the calls that I make. And I know that. I'm not after clicks. I'm here because of my hatred for this industry that I love so much. Many of you understand that. People get into laundromats because they have money burning a hole in their pocket and they go out and buy a laundromat. The money that they give is a waste. How can I speak so definitively on only one side of this fence? Because why would you buy or build a business that you can get for free? Everywhere on this planet. Just proved it. Oh, it's different in New Zealand. No, it's not. They've got environmental fees just like they have in Los Angeles. And this landlord was a savvy dude. I appreciate Peter and the way he talks. Leading me down the primrose path. Good for him. Let's go to your queries real quick and we'll jump off this thing. Jesus, it's like 10 o'clock. Get the Biz is this guy's name, supposedly. Says finally made alive. Well, congratulations. If you hit the notification bell, you'll never miss one. What's your feeling of hot dogging with Dan selling his laundromat? In my opinion, he did not follow your system and in return had machines breaking down left and right. He had a choice. Dan is different as you are different as everyone is. You understand this system. I'm not trying to deflect, but where are you in this process? Ask yourself. I'm not asking you. Will you take the knowledge that you have watching me do these lives and do this wherever you are? Don't know. Dan is a very separate and different human person who always was the hot dogging guy. Who, if those of you that don't know, all the stories are on his and my channel. The preponderance of the stories are on his. He walked with a quick, if I remember, $35,000 in cash. It's better than a sharp stick in the eye. From a guy who knows who I am, from a guy that understands that Dan got the store for free, but didn't want to go through what he considered hassle, that wanted the bird in the hand, and that has already retooled that store. So there's your answer. It's a definitive answer that only leads back to what Dan wanted at the time. I don't have rules, right? I have guidelines that work if you want to do this and own these businesses. Love me some Dan. Smart guy. He's got hot dog stands all over downtown Indy. Jesse says, is that what happened with Hot Dog with Dan? I hope his business is doing well. They are phenomenal. So the story is out there. YouTube is infinite, guys. I know that. But if you look at Dan, he's got a video where he's holding a bunch of cash and he sold the store. Good for him. $20,000 in free landlord help to get the store running. The story is great. It's a great story. He's a hot dog guy. Fong Win says, how much money should I set aside to work with you and the loan for the equipment? Nothing. Don't set aside anything. Nothing. Get the course. You think billionaires say, oh man, I want to build another casino in Vegas, but I'm going to need $2 billion. They use other people's money, and so will you. And says, finally caught another live. Appreciate the uploads and the help you give all of us. My turn next, Noah. You're welcome, Noah. Thank you for taking the time to write that. It means a lot. Fong says, I understand. I'm going to get the course and work with Danny. I'm Danny. Hi. Hello. I just need to know how much capital do I need. Mr. Wynn, this is what stops people from owning any fucking business, the fear. How much capital do I need? Asked and answered, counselor. Nothing. It becomes a game where you say, I want to build another $1 billion casino, but I'm going to do it by putting pen to paper. That's what we do. None of this is a secret. What did you learn how to do your own maintenance? Bro, that's a fearful question and I'll talk on it. I've never pulled something apart and not be able to realize, A, there's what's wrong with it. B, Here's the part that I need. C, replace the part, put it back together. LMNOP, it works. It's not hard. You don't need to learn maintenance. And when you bring your distributor out and his guy is there, over-the-shoulder maintenance. Learn everything he knows. Mr. Wynn says, thanks. You're welcome, Fong. Hey, Danny, great live as always, says The Wash. That's Kevin. Jesus, Kevin, what do you got? 4 or 5 free laundromats now? I was in the comments. I was mentioned on someone else's video, and this person said that I was in the comments with fake and phony people, like creating fake accounts. Please, give me a fucking break. If you think for an instant I have the time or the inclination to go push my name out there with some fake accounts, there's no admin here. This is my office. This isn't a set. If you're new to this, God bless. New Zealand. Not even a new country. Already done it there. What do I think about ozone? Don't need it. Don't spend money on shit you don't need. Now that's my business life. My personal life, all the bells and whistles. Those of you that know me know that we go into the comments as soon as I burn this video down, and there's only 31 of you in here. Go into the comments, not on this top chat, but in the real video, as soon as I burn it down and shut it off. And we're going to comment. Let's talk about what we're going to say. We're going to blow everybody's minds. I really enjoyed the videos with Joe in LA. Looking forward to an update on Hender. Not sure if I'm spelling his name correctly. That is right. Hender's probably on here. Hender's got his store retooled. I'm going to New York. Guys, you got to realize I don't do this for the sake of the money. I'm not on here running all over the country, visiting with my success stories. I may or may not go to New Zealand, but it's not a priority for me. I should apologize to you for that. Just understand, this guy Peter answered the phone. He's worried about a scam. Please. I underpromise and overdeliver. You should all know who Hender is. He's crushing it. How about a vacant place? Oh, is that worth leasing? Knowing that the place needs to completely be remodeled, but some of the plumbing is... We don't build laundromats. A vacant place, if you mean a previous laundry, that's one thing. Email me. See the course first. It's in there. Mr. Wynn, back again. Appreciate your content. Literally every laundromat in my city is ran down and has ancient machines. I have a hard time believing that we won't be able to get a free one in 2024. Noah, I don't know you, dude. Get the course. Send me an email. I'm sure you've heard this, but being a resource is such a blessing. Thank you. Get da biz is not your name, bro. What's your name? Buying the course as a Christmas gift to myself. Good for you. Be a selfish fucker. Forget the family. Previous laundry. Get the biz. New Zealand, the toilets flush backward, don't they? There's the comment. Say something about a toilet in the comments in 3, 2, 1. K. Sean, God bless you and all of you. I'm going to go get a whiskey. Adios. Get in the comments right now.